All right, hello there. I'm here today to give a tour of what I call uh, Notion and Habit Max, which is my habit tracker in Notion. What I wanted to do, in addition to the article, is just kind of showcase some of the features that I've set up on it and give you a sense of what's possible using the API. So, this is the home page, and the way I basically designed this is to be essentially like an app. I wanted to have different views or different ways that I can interact with it that broadly look like what you would see in a traditional habit tracker. We're currently on the home page, so this kind of has a little bit of everything, and kind of stores a lot of information that ideally you aren't touching on a regular basis. You're mainly interacting through the views, but for now I kind of have everything set up all in one place here. So the way it works though is pretty simple. Every day I just come in and check off which habits I've done. So I already checked off a few for the day, but I can also check off that I had one drink or less and that I watered plants. So obviously the way this view is set up, those just disappear as soon as I check those, and the list here is just the remaining daily habits. Now, what you're already seeing, and what is kind of the one of the key benefits to this system, in addition to the super easy interaction, is the fact that we keep track of both streaks here, and then the percentage. Basically, in this case, it's the prior 30 days that's being used here, but what percent success rate do I have in the prior 30 days? Actually, I can check this one off because I did update the habit tracker for today. It's kind of a given. But that gives you, again, a sense of where we're going with the statistics here. So what I'll do for now actually is jump over to the Analyze tab and kind of show the full extent of, with in particular, the daily habits. This is where it's most built out right now. Have kind of both the current streak, best streak, last 30 or last 7 days, and the last 30 is actually hidden right now because it's also included in this sort of current stats view that aggregates that together. I think it's actually sorted, yes, by the last 30. So you can see that sorting approach here. But yeah, we can analyze that, and then each habit also has a points value, and so those points are aggregated on a weekly and monthly basis so that you can see kind of time series trend of each week and each month. How are we doing in terms of total days used, number of habits, and average number of points? So that'll become more meaningful as time goes on. I guess it looks like I'm on a slightly downward trend here so far, but this week's actually the only week with a full data set, so still have some time to improve. But all that is set up here on this Manage Habit sheet, where basically this is what you would fill in, for any habit or habits you have. And in typical fashion, I try to have a few too many here, so you see a lot of daily. And then what I haven't talked about yet is that this also works really well for anything that's weekly, monthly, or I actually also have it set up for quarterly, semi-annual, and annual style habits, right? So if you say I want to go to the doctor for an annual checkup, that's fundamentally a recurring task or habit, whatever you want to call it, that should show up every day. And no one likes doing it, so you assign it a lot of points. But yeah, so we have kind of a very robust setup here, and some of these you wouldn't necessarily need to fill in. Basically, all you would need is the habit and the schedule. And obviously, a lot of people would probably use a lot less, habits than I would. So, maybe have 5 habits here. But in any case, I'm trying to test it a little bit to the extreme. And then the other view that I didn't show yet is actually kind of the main way that I had originally, planned to use this to interact, which is the habit checklist. This has that daily view that's similar to what I put on the homepage. I've kind of been using as a proxy. But then we also have any kind of weekly habits that need done, and then long-term habits that are to be done at longer monthly or longer cadences. And so with all of these, again, checking the box just removes it from view, and then it'll get marked as complete, and that's where the API comes in. Which I haven't talked about yet, won't show in this video because it's a lot of fairly boring code to look at, but essentially the way it works is it's a script that I've now automated to run every night on one of the cloud platforms through their serverless functions. I found a great tutorial for that. I think I have it linked actually on the homepage here. Or no, I don't have the tutorial linked. But I can link it. I've actually also saved it in my Notion tutorial. But that code runs every night at 4 a.m. And what it does is it records all of the habits that have been completed. It resets this checklist so that when I wake up in the morning, the new list of habits is there for me. And then it updates all my stats. So it makes sure that if I have a streak, it continues, and my hit rates, etc., are accurate. So that's kind of for me. I think in general, I'm a big proponent of using data to inform habits, because it's very easy to say, oh yeah, I'm reading more, or I'm brushing my teeth every morning, or whatever it is. But unless you have data behind it, then it's very easy for you to fool yourself. So that's kind of, again, the setup here. There's still a few things that I want to do to make sure that it's ready for like a release, or for other people to use, from shoring up the code to having it be a bit more robust for handling weekly habits, longer time frames, a bunch of fairly boring things, but pretty important when you look at using this longer term. So I'm obviously at, I guess, state 10 of using this, and I've really enjoyed it as a way to keep track of habits and have all that data available to me. I guess the last thing I'll just show briefly is what this looks like in the daily database. That it essentially, and this is kind of getting into the underlying mechanics, this table you don't actually need to use anywhere. But what it does is it actually links every day to every habit that was done that day. And so that's how a lot of these habits are recorded, and then the data is calculated from that. So yeah, that is nHabit Max. And I've been looking at combining that. I have a sort of to-do list style app that works, call it, fairly similarly. You can see this demo of Habit Max here. But I've also looked at kind of combining those two and having views of basically from the to-do list app and the habits app and a work app all in the same, on the same sort of quote-unquote app. So yeah, that's my current kind of daily task and habit setup, and probably still a little bit to build out, but honestly it works pretty well right now, at least for keeping track of what needs done. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.